on another level, customers or future people looking to do water injection chemical, or even if it's a one-off, build your own custom home somewhere, that's highly recommended, because I personally had, you've done 2 for me, personal houses. My personal experience with how the outcome came on those 2 foundations versus a foundation of homes I've lived in. But prior to that, the cosmetic issues that I normally would see in a normal house have gone away. I rarely had to touch up caulking, cracks, just movement. I'm a believer. I did the first one in 2011, and that house never had an issue. For I think 7 years I was in, never moved, never a door, never had to turn a screw. And for a homeowner, that's a big thing. If they're not really handy, the movement of the home, not being able to control it without moving, is a big deal. So like I said, I'm on my second one that you've done for me. And again, I have yet to adjust.
I keep asking about once a year.
Yeah, you asked me about my shop. And he even did actually he did my house and he did my shop.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to do the shop because it was, it was a metal building and 1,000 square foot building. And, but again, the building hasn't moved, the shop door shut. I mean, so doing both of those was just, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's like, I'll sleep better at night knowing it's done. And obviously my door's shut and I don't have a happy wife, happy life.
Oh, that's so good to hear.
It's just one of those deals that if you've done it and you've had a home that's been water injected with chemical and everything is stabilized versus a home that was built in the 80s or the 90s or the 70s. I mean, I can remember, this is an old story, but thinking about how we do it nowadays, I used to watch my father go out there in the summertime, and he used to, one, he hand watered the roof to cool the roof down. And 2, he watered the foundation at the base, and he was pouring water where the cracks, where the soil moved back. Well, nowadays that's a no-no. I mean, nowadays you do not do that. You do not pour water down the edge of the foundation between when it draws back and shrinks back at 110 degrees.
Yeah.
But water injection, solves a lot of that problem where you're not having to drag hoses and do that. But I tell my father all the time, I said, you know how many houses you messed up? You had no idea and you thought you were doing the right thing. Now, cooling the roof off,
cooling the roof off.
That was kind of pretty smart back. This is in the 80s. This is in the 80s.
This is my dad doing some of that.
Yeah, this is in the 80s, but now I tell him, Dad, you really weren't doing that, and you shouldn't have been doing that. So
I'm so glad to hear that too, as well, from a business standpoint and a personal relationship too. But we've got a lot of customers that, we don't do any marketing with, and they've been with us for 15, 20 years that we just keep doing chemical injection for. They call me and they'll even call me and say, Scott, I'm not sure if this one needs injected.
No news is good news.
Yeah. And I said, well, it's right on the line. Well, we want to go ahead and do it. We want to go ahead and do it. So it's so good to hear the other side of that.